Hello everyone. Today, this webinar is about our new Farm21 app that we recently launched at the beginning of 2023. And today I brought Liesje, and this is one of the first webinars we are about to do about the platform, explaining different features, new features, existing features, trying to get some information across and help you guys yeah, learn about the platform. So today I brought Liesje, and one of the first things I think is a good idea is to do a quick introduction. So Liesje, please go ahead and explain yourself. Who are you and what do you do at the company?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Liesje. I started working at Farm21 about 1 year ago as a product owner. So, as product owner, I listen to the needs of the customers, but also of the colleagues, and I look at the developments in the markets. So, I'll make a list of all those wishes from the different people. I prioritize them, and then I make sure that the development team can start building all those awesome things that we put on our list.
Yeah, that's great. So I'll also do a quick introduction since it's the first time that we have started this series about the new features. So I'm the commercial director of the company and also one of the founders. And my role at the company is the whole commercial topic. So that includes marketing, it includes collecting feedback from customers in our front line, I would say, and then pass that on to Liesje as well. So yeah, those feature requests can be translated into actual functionality. Yeah, and apart from the commercial things, I also do a lot of other stuff within Farm21. But yeah, the role of commercial director is my title. So today we are talking about the new app that we recently launched, and I think it's good to start with the fact or with a question about why did we actually want to build a new app, Liesje? Um, can you
Yeah,
quickly elaborate on that?
we wanted to make a new app because we think it was important that the design of the app is in line with the design of the platform. So that has been a big change. We also want to have a more reliable and stable app. So we have someone dedicated working on that now within the team, which is great. And I think this new app is a great building block to add new features to it for the future.
Yeah, I think the whole infrastructure is now a little bit more scalable and we can collaborate together on the app. The previous app was made quite quickly, and now this new app can also support other features like, for instance, in the future, I think satellite imagery is also going to be supported, right? And stuff like that that wasn't previously possible with the existing framework. And now it is. So before you go into the field, you have the ability to check everything on your phone. And I think what I hear from most customers is that this is key for them to actually do something with the information. They don't use their laptop that often, so the
Yeah,
app is more and more important.
definitely.
Yeah, so maybe it's good to summarize for the audience like what the biggest three changes are from the user perspective in the new app, and maybe that can also include a couple of features that are upcoming. But we maybe yeah first start with what most clients can see instantly in this new app.
Yeah. So first of all, like I already mentioned, the design is very different from the previous app. So we paid a lot of attention to make sure that the flows are more logic for the user, that they can easily find the information that they are looking for. So the navigation is better, I would say. Um, then we also wanted to have a better user experience if you take actions when you want to add something. So for example, when you add a new field or when you add a new sensor or a scouting report, we have now the functionality that you can drag and drop a pin to have a more precise location of those, which we didn't have in the previous app. And I think also a great improvement is the graphs that we show in the app. Before they were a bit unorganized from time to time. The dates were like very close from each other, so we made it a bit clearer for the user to understand immediately in one look what is actually going on the field, and I think that's a great improvement.
Yeah, yeah, and I think also last year we more or less transitioned from showing data from sensors to clustering the data per field, and I think yeah, this app has been built around that concept as well, right? Our layered data approach, where we start with a general indication of how a field is doing, and then move that or yeah, take that to the actual data behind the field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and also I noticed in the new app we do a little bit more during the sensor activation part. So we did notice that a couple of customers were struggling to use their QR code readers to properly activate sensors. And I think the new app provides a little bit more guidance to that. So yeah, it we had the ability to change that whole process, so it's become a little bit more clear on how to activate your sensor.
Definitely, you can now do it within the app, so I think it's a better user flow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and previously you could also do it in the app, but now you get some guidance with it, which is brilliant because yeah, that's actually what you need. So maybe we should now go into a live demo of the app to show some of the most important new features, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah,
Um,
let me put it on the screen. So there it is. I think you're already logged in, right?
yes, so I just logged in. Then this is the landing page, so the overview of all the fields. When you click on the navigation bar, you can see the different menus or the different items on the menu that you can navigate through. So next to an overview of the fields, you can also see all the scouting reports. But let's have a look at that later. So here I can see all my fields. I can also search on specific field name, filter, or on an organization or on a crop type. So let's have a look at one field. If I click on the fields, I can see general information on what's going on the field. So a weather forecast with a daily and an hourly view, the scouting reports that I have, which I can also navigate to, of course. And if I click on this button, I can see all the sensors and their readings. So on the top, I can change my date range. I can also change a field, and I can change to any sensor that I have on that field. So we have soil moisture readings, soil temperature, air humidity, and air temperature coming from the sensor. Precipitation is a measurement that comes from our weather provider, so not from the sensor. On the top, you can see at one glance all the latest readings from the sensor. And then if we go down, we can see the average soil moisture, and then also every depth of the sensor. If you hover over it, you can see very easily which measurement was done at what time. So we can have a look at soil temperature. Works the same, but then for a different metric. So this is a short overview of what we can see in the sensor readings. So if we go back, we can also go to the scouting section and see all our scouting reports that we added.
Maybe good to explain quickly what scouting is, as
Yeah.
I can imagine most growers and crop advisors know what field scouting is, but maybe it's good to tell them what we think field scouting is. So
Yeah.
basically, you go to the field and then, why did we build this?
Yeah, so we think it's important that people can make an observation in the fields with their phone, of course, in the hands. So this is also something that I want to show you. When you click on the actions button, you can add several things, amongst which one is the scouting report. And here we have, so when you add a scouting report, there's something that you noticed on the field and you would like to report for yourself, so you can have it in your own, to your own agenda, to say it like that, to know what's going on. But it's also something that you might want to share with other people within your organization, or with your crop advisor, or anyone else who needs to have the information. So when you add a scouting report, you can choose different types of reports depending on what you have seen in the field. It can be water, it can be a disease, anything that you saw. So you also have the ability to report something that you saw maybe a few days ago and you forgot to put in your app. You can link it to a field, of course, where you did the observation. You can write some notes, and then here you can very nicely drag and drop the exact location where you have noticed something in the field, add some photos, and upload your report.
Yeah, I think for the location we use the GPS on people's phones as well, right? So in most cases the pin you just saw would be in the right place, and since you're now in the office uh, in Amsterdam, it's not really showing a field, but
No.
normally if you click the button you instantly have the right location for the field. But if you make this report afterwards, so you saw something yesterday, you put it in your notebook, and you want to do it today, you want to enter it today, uh, it's not very effective, but some people do this, then you have the ability to move the pin. um, and maybe it's also a good moment to talk a little bit about the fields here in the scouting report, because I saw you need to search for a field now. And I think we have something planned with that as well, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
exactly. So we are going to make sure that when you want to select a field in this list of on which you did an observation, that you get to see the field that is the closest to your current location as first one on the list, and then going down what is further away from your current location. So that's going to be very helpful if you are doing something in the field, that you immediately can find the relevant fields that you want to make a report for.
Yeah, awesome.
Exactly. Other things that you can add in the app is, of course, a new field. You can also draw the boundaries, which is something that we didn't have in the previous app either. So I think it's also a great improvement. You can also activate a sensor, of course. Yeah, I currently don't have a sensor with me, but I think that's also definitely a nice flow to try out.
Yeah, maybe like I see the loader being stuck. I think that's because you're now showing it on a computer, and it tried to pull your GPS position. So maybe if we can get the load, maybe reboot the app quickly, and then see if we.
Yes, here we are again.
Yeah, this stuff happens in live demos. So
For sure. Has to happen.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't show the app in this tool, so we have to work with what we can open on the Mac. So, um, but at least we can clearly see what's going on. So, okay, where were we?
Yeah, I think,
Adding a field. Yeah. So
yeah,
we've added that field. You can now also add fields. And what happens after you add a field? And I see like now it's not really showing some satellite images,
No.
and we have those in the platform, but what happens when you draw in a field? Maybe that's good too.
Yeah, so currently, when you added a field, you will see it appear here in your overview. It's also important when you are a new user and you want to activate a sensor, you always have to link it to a field. So it's nice that we support this in the app now as well. So once you have added it, you can see general information of the field here. You can also add a cultivation plan when you are creating a field. So a cultivation plan gives more information on which crop you are building on your field, when you what was the sowing date, what is going to be the harvest date. That's information that you can put in there. And then we want to, as a next step, not only show the overview of the fields in the list, but also on a map, so that you can see at one glance, like we have in the platform now, where are all my fields and where are my sensors on that map. And that will also give us the opportunity, once we have launched that, to add the satellite data on that map.
Yeah, we have two types of satellite data, and I think it takes about 3 minutes after you've drawn your field in the platform to get all the historical satellite data. So that means biomass maps, chlorophyll maps, NDMI, plant moisture maps, and WDVI maps, so a little bit more specific biomass maps. And yeah, I think that will work in a similar way on the app as also as on the dashboard already. And as people might know, we have two types of satellite imagery. So we provide one type for free, and it gives you an image on average every 5 to 10 days, depending on cloud coverage. We did build our own cloud filters also recently, so we take out the clouds for you, and then make sure you have images frequently. But the other type of satellite imagery we provide is from our partner Planet, and they have about 50 microsatellites in orbit, and they take pictures multiple times per day, and we get one image every day that we compile of this stack of images, and that will also provide high resolution biomass maps, chlorophyll maps, basically. And in time, they will all become available through the app as well. So yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. I have a lot of customers that want to see the same stuff as on the dashboard. But yeah,
It's
I think
coming.
yeah, it's coming. So that's great. Then maybe now is also the moment to talk a little bit about what's next for the app. Switch over to this view. So can you tell us a little bit about that? So we talked about some of the features. So satellite imagery is also coming to the app. I recently also heard we are going to do something with the water management part that we're working on. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so for the platform, we are going to make a water management page on which you can see basically all the information that is linked to one field, and that is linked to water. So you will be able to see the soil moisture readings of our sensors, of course, in combination with the precipitation. To get a better understanding if there's maybe any risk in your field, depending on your calibration profile, that you might have to take actions if there's too much or too less water. So I think that's going to be really great to see in 1 second, okay, do I have a problem or not on my field concerning the water levels. And we will provide also other information there, like NDVI index from the satellite images will give extra information, but we will also show a summary of the scouting reports that are linked to water. And I think one thing that is also going to be very interesting, which comes out of that for the app, is that we will also show in the graphs, so based on the soil data that you put in the platform, that you will see what the levels of risk are on the graphs as well in the app. So we'll have some zones that can make very clear, am I actually in a good zone or am I in a danger zone based on the soil moisture readings from the sensors. So yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah, sounds great. Anything else that you are looking forward to? Like what's your favorite feature coming, or what's your current favorite feature?
Yeah, I think we like great big things are nice to look forward to, but first of all, we're also going to make some small improvements. So I think those are also nice stuff. Like for example, right now you can only see sensor readings on the detailed level, but we will also show all the latest sensor readings of one field in one spot, so that you have a better understanding in one glance, like what is going on my field for all my sensors. That's something that I'm definitely looking forward to, and some small still design improvements for the graphs as well. So yeah,
Lot to look forward to.
definitely.
All right. So I think for this time we've had a lot of information about the new app, and a lot of good stuff is coming. And I think if you have any questions about this, please reach out to either me or Liesje. Just use our first names at farm21.com, and you are able to reach us. So that can be done quite easily. And I think for now we can conclude this webinar, and yeah, see everyone next time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.